Hello learners, in today's video we are going to see about database components. If we take database means it got two components. One is database client, or we can say it as DB client, and the second one will be database server, or we can say it as DB server. Mainly DB server is used to store the data. Through DB client, we can access and modify the data which is present inside the DB server. We can access and modify the data which is present inside the DB server. If you want to access the DB server means we need four things. With those four things only we can able to access the DB server. The first one will be database client software, or we can say it as a DB client software. Example mysql we can say. And the second one will be login details, and the third one will be port number, and the fourth one is name of the database. With these four things we can able to access the DB server. If you want to modify the data which is present inside the DB server means then we need DB client software and SQL commands. With that only we can able to modify the data which is present inside the DB server. Modifying means adding data to the database, adding data in database, updating the data in the database, and deleting the data from the database. These three operations will come under modify. And if you take DB client means DB client will be installed on Windows or Mac operating system only. Mac operating system. Whereas if you take DB server means DB server will be installed in Linux operating system only in most of the cases. Since a DB server will have some sensitive information of a company, so that's why for security purpose it will be installed in a Linux operating system only and not in a Windows or a Mac OS. Most of the companies, if we take means DB client and DB server will be located in different places only. Will be located in different places. Usually DB client will be your laptop or PC which is given by your company. And a DB server will be installed in the remote machine. If we take DB client means it requires only less storage space in compared with the DB server. Since DB client is used only for accessing and modifying the data, so to perform those operations, small storage space is enough. Small storage space itself is enough. Whereas if we take a DB server means it requires large storage space in a remote machine. In a remote machine. Since a DB server needs to store many data and sensitive information of a company, so that's why DB server requires a large storage space when compared with DB client. Large storage space. At the same time, multiple persons with their DB client software can access and modify the data which is present inside the DB server, where the DB server will be located in a remote machine and our DB client software will be located in our local machine like laptop or PC. When DB server is accessed by multiple person will look like this, where employee 1 is using his laptop and is using the DB client software as mysql, and now he can able to access and modify the data in the DB server with the help of SQL commands. And it's same for employee 2 also, but employee 2 is using a PC and he is using DB client software as Oracle, and he can also access and modify the data which is present inside the DB server with the help of SQL commands. And the employee 3 is using a laptop and he is using the DB client software as mysql, and he can also access and modify the data which is present inside the DB server through SQL commands. And it's a DB server and it is located in a remote machine, and inside this it consists of data. As per our example, 3 employees can access and modify the data which is present inside the DB server at the same time by using SQL commands. For example purposes only I have taken 3 employees, but in real time many employees can access and modify the data. And the second topic we are going to see about is types of DB client. If we take types means there are 2 types is there. First one is GUI client and second one is CLI client. First we will see about GUI client and then we will see about CLI client. GUI means graphical user interface, and CLI means command line interface. If you want to work with GUI client means we no need to remember lots of SQL commands. Whereas if you want to work with CLI client means we need to remember lots of SQL commands, since most of the time we will be working in command prompt, so there won't be any kind of suggestion list will be there like GUI client, so we need to remember lots of SQL commands. Some of the GUI client softwares are for MySQL, it's MySQL Workbench will be the GUI software. And for Oracle, it's SQL developer will be the GUI client software for Oracle. Some of the CLI client softwares are for MySQL, it's MySQL command line tool. MySQL command line tool. And for Oracle, it's SQL plus is the CLI client software for Oracle. If you install MySQL or Oracle means both the DB client like GUI client and CLI client will be installed automatically in your local system. So you can choose the DB client which you want to work with and which you are comfortable to work with. So that's all for today's video, learners. If you learned something valuable means please hit that like button. If you think this video will be useful for your friends means please share this video to them. And for more videos like this, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.